Y'all, tell me why, every time we think we've seen peak celebrity flex, someone quietly drops a receipt that shuts the whole internet up. I'm talking homes that rewrite state records, jets that cost more than entire neighborhoods, and collectibles so rare the government literally gets involved. Tonight, we're opening the vault on the most expensive things Hollywood A-listers actually own, the stuff with real price tags, paper trails, and headlines. And we're going to unpack what those purchases really say about power, privacy, and the art of the flex. Buckle up, because some of these numbers will make your bank app cry. Let's start with the move that basically broke luxury real estate Twitter. In 2023, Beyoncé and Jay-Z bought a Malibu compound for around $200 million, the most expensive home ever sold in California. The place is a minimalist fever dream designed by starchitect Tadao Endo, set on an oceanfront bluff like it's daring the Pacific to blink first. Architects drooled, finance bros did the math. The rest of us just stared and whispered, $200 million. And you can roll your eyes and say, rich people being rich. But here's the real gag. That price isn't just status, it's protection. Homes like this are fortresses, long private drives, layered security, a layout that keeps your family insulated from drones, paparazzi, noise, and sometimes even the neighbors. When your life is valued by how little the world can access you, walls become priceless. Of course, the Carters didn't stumble into this overnight. They've been stacking high-end properties for years. Hello, $88 million Bel Air with the helipad crowd. But Malibu was a reset of the market, the literal ceiling. When superstars start anchoring their legacies in architecture, you're not just watching a purchase, you're watching a brand become a landmark. You've seen the matte gray exterior, you've seen the cashmere-lined interior, but let's put a number on the luxury. Kim Kardashian's Gulfstream G650ER. The jet itself reportedly started at around $95 million, and after her customizations, the estimate climbs to nearly $150 million. What she ended up with isn't just transportation, it's a flying suite with its own set of rules. Shoes are forbidden on the pale cream carpet. No outside branding is allowed on board. Even the lighting has been engineered to match the soft glow of a SKKTN campaign drifting 41,000 feet above the ground. And here's the question people always ask. Why do celebrities go this big on jets? The answer isn't just vanity, it's control. Airports are chaos. Paparazzi track your flights before your own assistant can. And when you step onto a commercial plane, one grainy photo from a stranger's phone can spiral into an entire headline. On Kim Air, none of that happens. Every angle is curated. Every detail is protected. What looks like extravagance is actually strategy. Of course, there's another side to the story. The criticism about emissions and carbon footprints is always waiting in the comments. But here's what the hot takes rarely acknowledge. At this level, people aren't buying a seat on a plane. They're buying silence. No strangers staring. No phones snapping. No stories written without their consent. For someone who has lived her entire adult life in the spotlight, silence isn't just comfort, it's the ultimate luxury. Taylor Swift's money, it basically lives in two worlds, her catalog and her travel game. And while re-recording her masters is priceless, the real flex is the hardware keeping her empire running. For years, she had two jets, but early 2024, she shocked fans by quietly dropping her Dassault Falcon 900 and sticking with her Falcon 7X. Yeah, one jet, but don't get it twisted. This isn't downsizing, it's streamlining. Because let's be real, a world tour isn't just singing on stage. It's an actual chessboard. Crew, cargo, crazy time zones, random surprise shows. And, oh yeah, that football schedule everyone can't stop talking about. Having one jet means one crew, one schedule, and one space that doubles as a nap pod and a war room. And the 7X? Please, that thing's still sitting in the multi-tens of millions. 3 engines, intercontinental range. It's the definition of if you know, you know. And let's not forget the drama. Taylor's flights have been tracked online like a reality show people didn't sign up for. Every move she makes, Twitter's got the receipts. So maybe ditching a jet isn't about money. Maybe it's about turning down the volume. Because when your life is this loud, sometimes the loudest flex is being quiet. Here's the thing about Kylie. She doesn't just follow the playbook, she rewrites it. While most people in their 20s are stressing about rent or maybe saving up for a down payment, Kylie was out here taking delivery of a Bombardier Global 7500. Price tag? Anywhere between $72 to $75 million, depending on the setup. And honestly, it's less of a jet and more of a flying Soho loft. Bedroom, full kitchen, and enough range to go from LA to Paris, like it's a quick Target run. And yeah, the internet dragged her, because let's be real, private jets have basically become the #1 outrage machine in the flight tracking era. Every takeoff is a new headline. But zoom out for a second. This jet isn't just a flex, it's a business tool. Kylie runs a billion-dollar beauty empire. She doesn't just land, she launches. Product drops, brand trips, campaign shoots. The Global 7500 is literally a studio in the sky, complete with perfect lighting for that next Instagram post. But here's the real kicker. It's not even about the jet itself. It's about how young she was when she normalized spending at this level. Kylie turned a $75 million plane into the Gen Z equivalent of a Birkin bag. And love her or hate her, that says everything about how her generation views luxury. Before quiet luxury, there was chaotic luxury, and no one did it better than Nicolas Cage. We're talking 2 European castles, including Germany's Schloss Neidstein, reportedly around $2.3 million, a haunted New Orleans mansion, a private island, high-end art, and the most internet-famous line item of them all, a Tyrannosaurus bataar skull he bought for $276,000, and later had to return when authorities concluded it had been unlawfully exported. It's wild, it's documented, and it's peak. I buy what obsesses me. People love to flatten this into, he blew $150 million, but here's a smarter read. Cage wasn't collecting things, he was collecting stories, the kind of artifacts that turn your house into a museum and your dinner party into a TED Talk. Yes, markets crash. Yes, tax liens are real, but the through line is passion. And in Hollywood, passion is currency. When he auctioned his Action Comics #1 for over $2 million to dig out of debt, that wasn't just liquidation. It was a closing chapter in a collector saga. Only Johnny Depp would turn I bought a house into I bought a French village. Outside Saint-Tropez, Depp's 37-acre compound, cottages, a bistro, a chapel-turned-guest house, pools, studio, on and off the market for $55 to $63 million over the last decade. It's the most Johnny thing ever. Part movie set, part memory palace, part fairy tale you can actually walk through. The number is big, but the idea is bigger. Most celebs buy privacy by going up. Gate, wall, hilltop. Depp bought it by going wide, spreading out life across a hamlet he restored, building by building. And then there's the other escape hatch, Little Hall's Pond Cay, his 45-acre private island in the Bahamas, which he reportedly bought for $3.6 million back in 2004. Not the priciest item on this list, but the symbolism? Untouchable. When your day job is to be watched, the flex is having somewhere you can't be. And there you have it. The wildest celebrity flexes that prove money isn't just about stuff, it's about power, privacy, and straight-up legacy. From Beyoncé and Jay-Z's Malibu Fortress to Kylie turning a jet into a Gen Z Birkin, these buys aren't random, they're statements. But let me ask you this, if you had that kind of money, would you spend it on protection, passion, or just pure flex? Drop your answers in the comments. And of course, hit that like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because in Hollywood, the next insane flex is always one headline away.